we are being joined for a world exclusive. We have Tucker Carlson with us in studio, his first interview since leaving Fox News. Thanks for joining us, Tucker Carlson.
As your friend and as someone who watches all your videos, I'm amazed. This is prettier even. I'm not going to give away critical details, jeopardize your safety, but this is, people can see where you're broadcasting from.
I think it's beautiful.
I think it's beautiful. And that's not an overstatement. I think it's beautiful.
Thank you so much, because I think we have a beautiful intention here. We're recognizing that independent media and independent politics are beginning to coalesce. It's becoming increasingly unlikely that you can report truthfully, honestly, and in good faith, putting forward anti-establishment narratives without being attacked. Of course, we're going to talk about a lot of subjects here, but and primarily we're going to want to talk about the reasons for you leaving Fox. We're going to want to talk about some of the reporting around Jan 6. We're going to want to talk about the attacks that you endured in your defense of the text messages around Trump. But first of all, I want to start off how it's been in the 6 months or so since you left Fox. How has it been personally, and how does it compare to the time when you left MSNBC in terms of its emotional impact?
Well, I've been fired. It's not the first time I've been fired. And I think in our business, when you work for a big company in media, and you say something, there's an expectation to get fired. So I've always had that, and I've always tried to take a long view, not just on media, but on life. All graves go unvisited in the end. I always do that. And so I was surprised. I didn't expect to get fired that morning at all in April. So I was shocked, but I wasn't really shocked. And
where the fuck did all my healers go?
It's not my company. And when you work for someone else, that person reserves the right, and in fact has inherently the right to decide whether you work there or not. And I don't know why I was fired. I really don't. I'm not angry about it. You can believe me or not, but I think you can feel it. I'm not. And I wish Fox well. There was, ugly leaking. I'm a racist or whatever. They leaked, someone there leaked to the New York Times, but that's not true. And I think people who run the company know that's not true. I actually don't think they did it. And I'm not mad about it. And I've been happy. I guess the only thing that bothers me is I'm 54. And when you get a little bit older, and my wife and I, our children are grown and we live in rural settings, as you do, and we believe in nature and God and dogs, you can lose your drive. I mean, it's just a little bit too nice, kind of. And I do feel like we, people who are healthy and aware and who can read, have an obligation to be engaged in the life of the community they live in, and the life of the country they live in, and the life of the world, so they can do what they can. And so my only fear has been maybe being a little bit too happy. I've spent a lot of time trout fishing, a lot of time, we have 4 dogs, so a lot of time with my dogs and my wife, and a lot of kind of late breakfast outside and stuff. That's not, that's great, but life has got to be more than that. So now I'm back to work, and I'm grateful to be doing that.
The fact that you're broadcasting now on Twitter suggests that you still want to remain engaged in the international conversation, which is a conversation about ethics, about power. You touched briefly for a moment on the idea of racism, and of course it is an idea that's talked about a lot, or an accusation really that's been offered. When I went on your show in America, mate, which I enormously enjoyed, and the personal connection with you that we have since cultivated is the thing that I've perhaps most enjoyed. I spoke to some of my friends that are overtly liberal, even though many of them are beginning to recognise that the categories of left and right are shifting. What they said is that Tucker Carlson, when he talks about demographic shifts in the United States of America, how the balance between different ethnicities is shifting over time, that is codified racism. And some of them, like some of my mates are LA Democrats, me, I don't believe in any political party anymore, or in this country.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I do still feel that some of the principles that are more typically associated with the left, recognizing that all voices have a value into the conversation, and that essentially that racism is bad. So how do you feel about that, and what are you talking about when you say there's a demographic shift? What do you say?
A couple things. First, I always try and overthink, so like why wouldn't I just say exactly what I think at all times? And I do. And so if I had, well, whatever my racial views are, I would just say them. And I'm just saying them now. So my views about race begin with my religious faith, which is not very sophisticated, but is sincere.
Yeah.
And that begins with the belief, the knowledge, the certainty that God created people, that they're not objects, they're not machines, they're not widgets in a bin waiting to be assembled by some company. They are distinct individuals with distinct souls, and they have equal value in the eyes of God. Doesn't mean they have equal ability. Doesn't mean they all look the same. But it means they have equal inherent value, and my politics flow from that belief. And so the idea that you would reduce people to their race and say, we're going to treat this person better or worse because of his skin color is repugnant to me. And it's something that I've argued against every day that I was at Fox News. I think all of my life. You can't punish or reward people based on their immutable characteristics. Because they didn't choose those characteristics. So it's inherently unfair. It's inherently immoral. I'm totally opposed to it. And so if that's a racist position, I guess, I'll just stand and take the punishment. I don't think that is. I think it's an argument against racism. I think it's wrong to reduce people to qualities they were born with and they can't control. Period. My views on immigration are super simple and I think mainstream and sensible. The fact of who lives in a country, more than any other fact, determines what the country is like. And so if you change it radically over a very short period of time, you're going to have a lot of social upheaval, a lot of churn. It's going to rattle people. People can't metabolize change very well. Now, the industrial communism and then the third one. It's not happening with color at all. And I'm, whatever. So those are my views. I support a lot of, well, I don't know how I feel about immigration as a topic. There are a lot of immigrants I love, including my best friend, or whatever it's worth. So of course I'm not against immigrants, that's insane. But the way that the United States is doing immigration is designed to wreck the country, to make it unstable, and doesn't trust people, hate each other, and add to racial division, which I hate, because it's not solvable. In contrast to, say, class division. If we're arguing about class, well, this class theoretically can change. I can ascend or descend classes, but race doesn't change, because we're not responsible for it. We're created that way. So you don't want racial conflict. That's the one thing we don't want. And I feel that in the United States, our leaders not only want racial conflict, but are stoking it. But as a practical matter, and this is just in the context of U.S. politics, and perhaps it's similar in the UK, the term racist or white supremacist or white nationalist, these are terms designed to stop people from talking. I remember the first time I was called a white supremacist. Before I ever thought that, I don't want to sound defensive, I lived in California in the 70s, living with a father who was fucking modern terms very racially progressive or something. And he was always saying, God created people. Like, racism didn't make sense to me. That's not a factor in my life at all. Like he lived right next to Mexico. Whatever. So the first time I was called white supremacist, I was like, it hurt. It stung. And I thought, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I know that I'm not one, but I know that that's like the worst thing you can do. That's like calling someone a Nazi or a monster or Satan. What is that? And I was bothered by it. It was right when I started my last Fox show, so it was in the fall of 2016. And I did a kind of long, very sincere script about how, this is what I believe, and we're all created by God, and you should never punish or reward people based on their skin color. And it had no effect at all. Then I realized that people using those terms are not sincere at all. There's no sincerity. They words have no meaning to them, except as they're useful as tools to acquire political power to make anyone who stands in the way of them shut up or go away or go to prison. And so once I realized they weren't sincere, then I was like, that's between me and God. And not only am I not a racist, I'm not much of a hater. I really try not to be. And there are things that I hate, and there are people I feel like I'm on the verge of hating sometimes, or I feel myself obsessing. You're like in the truck, or you're walking the dogs, pissed about something, I can't do that fucking person or whatever. And I'm really trying to catch myself and say to myself, that will beat you if you let it affect her like that. Don't be that way. I'm a very flawed person, but I really try not to be a hater, because I think that's bad. I mean it too.
Mate, so, I suppose what we're asking there is that it seemed that you said that Trump was no longer relevant in the political conversation. He was no longer the lightning rod. He was no longer the berserker of American politics. Loads of people on our platform absolutely love Donald Trump. They see him as the solution to America's problem. They see him as the great swamp trainer. It seems you've occupied varying positions on Trump at various times. Where are you on Donald Trump now? Do you perhaps how that relates to the emergence of radical anti-establishment figures within the Democrat Party? No, they are okay.
Where am I on Trump now? I love Trump. personally. I mean, I made a huge mistake in last November in getting involved in American politics, something I've never done before. And making calls, this guy's going to win. I think this is going to happen in this state. Featuring Governor of New York, stuff like that. And I was wrong on almost every call. I'm not a very astute political analyst. I'm not interested in politics. I never have been interested in politics. I'm interested in ideas. I'm interested in people. And so there's a primary going on in the United States between Trump and a bunch of other people, primarily Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, but others, Vivek Ramaswamy, for example. And I haven't said word one about it. Don't plan to. I think looking back on this 10 years from now, assuming we're still around, I think we're going to see Trump's emergence as the most significant thing to happen in American politics in 100 years, because he reoriented the Republican Party against the wishes of Republican leaders. But when I think about Trump right now, it's July of 2023, I'm struck by his foreign policy views. Trump is the only person with stature in the Republican Party, really, who's saying, wait a second, why are we supporting an endless war in Ukraine? And that, leaving aside whether Trump's going to get the nomination or get elected president or would be a good president, I can't even assess that. All I can say at this point is I'm just grateful that he has that position. He's right. And everyone in Washington's wrong. Everyone. And Trump is right on that question. And it's a big question. That war is reshaping the world. It's reshaping the economy of the world. It's reshaping populations. I was just in Romania last week, which is, of course, shares the border with Ukraine. The refugees in that region, the number of people killed in that war, Europe will never be the same because of this war. It really matters. And Trump alone among popular figures in both parties understands that, and I'm grateful for it. Whether he gets the nomination or gets elected, words really matter. Saying something true out loud matters. And he is saying true things about Ukraine, and God bless him.
So Trump generated, I suppose, a new type of populism. He rebooted politics, he reordered the Republican Party, and but is it fair to say that, other than the significant fact that he was less militaristic significantly than other powerful presidents, at least recent presidents, I mean by that, do you think that he lived in office, and why do you think he remains so fascinated? Do you think that the Americans, or speaking of attracted to Donald Trump, are attracted by foreign policy stance, or do you think that there's something else? And I do not think that RFK, who might have been on the show a couple of times, he's now on Rumble, and I find him to be a very admirable man. He similarly is vehemently anti-war, anti-this conflict, and seems to also have identified the unspoken intention to be the deracination and annihilation of Russia for globalist and economic reasons, rather than the rather naive assumption that it's in any way humanitarian.
For democracy. That's my favorite. It's for democracy. Okay. People hate democracy. I love him. And I've had him on my show from time to time. He president on the show, which took a lot of stones on his part. Given how despised I am by a lot of Democratic Party voters. I think he's a wonderful person. I'll say that as a man. I admire him. I admire, I said, the greatest thing any politician or any public figure ever said a couple of years ago. They don't after his family. The public companies and their agents in the media really don't after his family. The siblings, they give him the siblings, the announcements he chooses. So painful, and I'm so close to my family, I can't even imagine that. I said to him, it sounds like I thought I took on shit. If my brother denounced me, so I couldn't handle it. What was that? It was Buck. He would be able to provide. My brother's not going to denounce me. That's my best friend in the world. Anyway, so I said it with my mic, and he said, and I'm quoting, I was recording a private conversation. He said this to me. He said, I've got 7 children, they all love me. I don't care. Wow. And I thought, dude, if you want to distill my values into a sentence, that's the sentence. So I really admire him. I agree with him on everything. I do agree with him, to be honest, on most things, on the big things. And so, no, I love what he's doing. I love his bravery, which is just remarkable. The amount that man has suffered for what he thinks is true, the amount of money he's lost, the friends he's lost. He's been ostracized in a way that you can't understand because he ticked off a drug company, really. And he's persevered, and I really admire him.
If RFK and Trump have risen as they plainly have to capture the popular imagination, and yet both to a degree are stymied, shackled, or reluctantly tolerated by their party, what does that tell us about the shifting sands of American political life? I think the area where you and I most plainly and overtly align, other than people, I suppose, is our deep understanding that the military-industrial complex and Big Pharma are able to exert significant power over the Democratic Party, democratic process that renders ordinary electoral politics basically meaningless.
Yes.
These two figures are populist anti-establishment figures, in a sense.
Без труда не видишь и рыбку из труда.
Why seek answers when we do not know the question?
Group up with me.
Switching sides.
Locked and loaded. Who's ready to get this done?
Battle draws near. Ready yourselves.
A wanted man on the run. I've known a few of you.
I'm only guilty of stealing hearts.
Guess it's a good thing I'm heartless.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers in. Stop the pain. Our enemies are strong, but we are strong.
What at any cost. You appear to have a bird following you. Why? Interesting. Well, if I see any twigs, I will let you know.
You sure you want me keeping you alive? I am a human, after all.
A helpful human would certainly be a welcome change of pace.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I thank you.
Spot the payload. too close, didn't ya?